Welcome to Resouling Through Shabbat, a program of the Belk Chapel at Queen's University of Charlotte. I'm Rabbi Judy Schindler. Tonight we welcome Shabbat, our day of rest. And as we do as a Jewish community, we focus on important lessons in the Torah. This week's Torah portion is called Lech Lecha, which means go forth, get moving. In the Torah portion, God calls to Avram, who later becomes Avraham, or Abram in English, who later becomes Abraham, and says, Lech Lecha, go forward from where you are to the place that I will show you. So just imagine, you hear that voice calling to you saying, Lech Lecha, go forward, get moving. But we know that getting moving is hard. Moving requires us to make a change, to say we're not happy, perhaps in our jobs, we're not growing anymore, or perhaps we're not happy in the place that we live, or perhaps we simply need to get up and get moving because we're not happy with our bodies or with our minds. We need to study and learn and grow in new ways. Moving is hard, and we always have excuses for not moving, and those excuses are even greater during COVID-19. We're too fearful to move, we might say, or we're too tired, or too lazy, or we are too old. But we need to remember that Abraham was 75 years old when he was called to move from Ur of the Chaldeans to Haran and ultimately to Canaan, to the promised land. God said to him, Lech Lecha, go forth, get moving, go to the land, move forward from your birthplace, your father's house, your homeland, to the place that I will show you, and I will make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. Our tradition teaches Mishaneh Makom, Mishaneh Mazal. Changing one's place can change one's destiny. When we change, like Avram becoming Abraham, we can make a new name for ourselves. When we move, our fate can be changed. We can make new friends. We can perhaps find a new career path, a new hobby, a new passion. When we move, our lives can be changed. Like Abraham, we too can become a blessing to those around us. And we don't need to move in large ways. We can move in small ways by getting out of our comfort zones. By reading books we never would have picked up, by perhaps dropping into virtual worship services so we can learn about a new community, by visiting new neighborhoods, by traveling to new places. And sometimes that movement isn't just about moving physically, it's about joining a movement. Perhaps it's a movement for racial justice, or a women's movement, or an immigrant justice movement. By moving, we not only change ourselves, but by joining movements, we can change our country for the better. So as we approach our day of rest, listen to those words speaking to you. Lech Lecha, go forth, get moving. And God says, I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. Shabbat Shalom.